What's up, guys? JimmiChanga here, and I just wanted to talk about this Starfield thing some more. The 30 FPS, yada yada yada. No gameplay in this video, just a quick little chat. If that doesn't interest you, if you're bored already, I understand. But I just wanted to use Hogwarts Legacy as kind of a comparison, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have played that game. If you played Hogwarts on console, and you actually went into the graphical settings, as I'm sure most people watching these videos, because you're in tune with this stuff, you probably did. You noticed that there were 4 options. You know, you had fidelity, you had that ray tracing mode, you had it, I think HFR is what they called it, high frame rate, and then you also had balanced. And then there was also an option to uncap your frame rate. So if you were one of those people with a decent TV set, you know, with VRR, you could uncap your frame rate and have VRR do the job that it was intended to do. That being said, I think we need to see more of these options in these video games. Hogwarts knocked it out of the park by giving us those options, because you could have an experience. For instance, I played that game on balanced on my Series X, which targeted around 40-45 FPS, which in my opinion is where the game starts to come into its own in terms of smoothness. It starts to not feel sluggish. 40 to 45 is kind of the minimum, where you're not making really any sacrifices to fidelity, to resolution, to your graphical presets. And then you still have a frame rate that's respectable and responsive enough that it feels like you are not being held back by a hangover. But let me paint a picture here. So Starfield gives us the same settings that Hogwarts has. Say you have a decent TV set, which these days you can pick one up for $500. You can get the U7H from Hisense that gives you VRR, 4K 120Hz, HDR10, Dolby Vision, the whole 9 yards. Everything you need in the modern day. Say you ran that balanced mode on Starfield at 40-45 FPS, but then you uncapped the fucking shit and you let VRR on your TV set do its job. Now you're probably going to see a little more than that 45. You didn't sacrifice your fidelity, and it's not going to be a stuttery, choppy mess because VRR is in the background, you know, holding down a pretty consistent frame rate. The sheer fact that we just don't get those options really makes me feel like the whole thing about the creation engine, which is Gamebryo, which is an ancient engine, is truly what's actually holding Bethesda back in this modern age. Now, I will say, the game looks way better than anything graphically that Bethesda has ever did in the past. However, man, they've always struggled with optimization, and it seems like it's the same song and dance that they're struggling with optimization on the consoles as they normally do. Because at the end of the day, if they weren't, we would have some options. Bethesda, I hope this starts, well, not even Bethesda. Like, I started out by saying Bethesda as if I'm talking directly to them. Listen, if enough of us spread the word of options, maybe Bethesda will hear it. Hashtag options. I just wanted to throw this out here, because if you take a look, even if you've never played Hogwarts, do yourself a favor, and if you listen to this 5-minute video, go look at the settings on YouTube of Hogwarts Legacy, and you'll see what I mean pretty much so instantaneously. Give us a performance mode, you know, that downscales the resolution. Here's the thing. They're running AMD hardware. Implement FSR, you know? Let it upscale to 4K to get that 60 FPS. You know, give us options. At least at the very minimum, if you're going to cap it to 30 FPS and you're not going to give us any options at all, at least give us an option to uncap our frame rate if Todd Howard is not lying when he said in that Ryan McCaffrey interview that sometimes it even runs to 60 FPS on console. If that's the case, give us an uncapped frame rate option for the people like me, like probably most of you, that have an HDMI 2.1 capable television set where we can turn on VRR, and if that game is predominantly, let's say, seeing 51 FPS, well, VRR will do a damn good job at holding at 51 FPS or around it. Instead of dropping from 30 to 60, 30 to 60, making it a miserable experience, VRR smooths that out. That's the whole point of it. So it's just something to think about. What do you guys think about that? Like, legitimately, I know most of you guys probably would like to see some options, but I know in my last video I didn't really talk about this, and I just wanted to air this out because, man, it wouldn't be that hard to implement that. Just give us an uncapped option. Later.